You thinking you gonna make a run
I'm
for it?
like, I'm about to make a run for it. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm about to try to make a run for it. Like, and then like when she left, they had me restrained to the bed. So I was like, so I broke one of the restraints.
Damn.
And I tried to pull the thing out my mouth. Bro, like a big ass alarm went off, like all the nurses.
I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you round back when I was down?
You know, we had just kind of connected during that time, and I have to tell you, I was super concerned about you. My wife put you on the prayer list. My wife is a praying woman. I mean, I'm talking about, you would have thought you knew her for the last 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't sleeping well, really. And I'm not saying that for the camera, like for real. I wasn't sleeping well. I was concerned about you. I had kind of, I'm cool with Lay, so I kind of had some intel on what it was, but nevertheless, glad you made it through. Glad you're here. But I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. We just start off with the elephant in the room, man.
Yeah.
Like, what was that experience like? Because you almost died.
Yeah, bro, it was a crazy experience. It was crazy because I didn't even know what was going on until I woke up. Like all I knew is that I went to the hospital because I was coughing up blood, and I woke up 10 days later. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I remember, like, when I first woke up, I didn't remember anything. I didn't even remember going to the hospital. But then it all started like coming back, and I was like, okay, yeah, I remember driving to the hospital. I remember going inside the hospital, and I was coughing up so much blood, they had to bring me like a little plastic bag. And the nurse was like, she was like, spit it in there. And then so by the time they came back around, like to see how I was doing, like the bag was full, and the nurse was like, "Oh no, you got to go back in right now." And so she took me back there. They put me in a room, and then when they came in, they started asking me all kind of questions. Do you take blood? If anything happens, do you want to be, revived? I'm like, because they was like, we have to put you under, just like to see what's going on with your lungs. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So, man, they put me under, and man, like I said, I woke up 10 days later. You know what I'm saying? And I woke up to like all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the doctors was telling me I had zero function in my left lung. I had to have a lung transplant immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like so it was just a lot. Like I'm coming to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and then just hearing the stories of what was like what I was doing when I was out, it was crazy because I had no idea of none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just woke up and my entire family was there, like from Cleveland. I'm like,
wow.
Like, what the hell is everybody
You
doing?
didn't know what had happened.
Yeah, no.
How did you feel like prior to spitting up the blood? Like, did you know something was wrong?
No, bro. I was good. Like, I mean, I was coughing, but I always have
Right.
like a cough. You know what I'm saying? But I was up playing the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And I coughed, and I could feel like something came up. It wasn't normal. It was like a big glob. So like I grabbed the bottle and I spit in the bottle, and it was nothing but blood. So I was like, oh man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't gonna pack, because it happened before in 2018. And I immediately got up and went to the doctor, and they admitted me for one night, and then they let me go the next day. So I'm thinking, I'm like, yes, let me just, you know what I'm saying, just maybe it'll stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it stopped for a minute. I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and it was like I was cool like half the day. I even went to the gym that day. Came home, and then I started coughing again, and then like blood came up, and then this time it was just like a faucet. Like I was over the toilet, and my girl was like, she's like, no, we gotta go now.
Could you breathe?
Man, I could breathe, but like I was coughing so much, and every time I cough, like blood would go into my lungs. So it was like it was hard for me to catch my breath. You know what I'm saying? At one point, because it felt like the blood was choking me.
Yes,
so I was
right.
So I just kept coughing and getting it out, and then so I went right to the hospital.
Wow. So you don't have any recollection of you being out of sleep or in that coma? You have? Wow.
Nothing. Man, the only thing I remember is when I was coming down, because they had me on like 4 different to keep me down. They had me on like what is it, like fentanyl, propofol, ketamine, and like another one.
Damn.
Another, and they was like, we had to put all of them on you. They was like, we wish y'all would have told us you got a high tolerance. I said, yeah, that comes from Bone Thugs.
Right. Right.
It was like, but we gave, but and they was like, you still kept trying to like come out of it. Like, so we had to like give you more.
Wow.
To like, that's why they had to put me in the coma because I wouldn't go down.
Damn.
And it was like, and then so they kept me down. And I remember like when I was coming to, I remember waking up in the bed, like I thought it was a dream. Like I opened my eyes and I was like, what the hell? I'm like, how did this happen? Like, why am I in here? And it was a clock on the side of the wall, and I kept looking at the clock, and I promise you, I thought this clock was just like standing still. I was trying to tell my girl, but I couldn't talk because I had the tube in my mouth, and I was like just moving my hands, and they didn't know what I was saying. So then, one night, I woke up. I woke up, and I was like laying there, and I was in the ICU, and they had like somebody watching me like 24 hours. It was a nurse at the door. So when I woke up, I noticed the nurse would get up every now and then and leave. So I said to myself, I was like, next time she leave, I'm about to make a run for it. But no,
you said this out of coma. You thinking you gonna make a run for it?
I'm like, I'm about to make a run for it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm about to try to make a run for it. Like, and then like when she left, they had me restrained to the bed. So I was like, so I broke one of the restraints.
Damn. And
I tried to pull the thing out of my mouth. Bro, like a big ass alarm went off, like all the nurses ran in there. My girl jumped up like, what are you doing? And like, Mr. Henderson, please don't do that. They was like, if you love doing what you do, never try to yank this out of your mouth again. It'll mess your whole vocal cords up.
Yep. That's what happened to the DOC.
Yeah, it was like, don't pull this out. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But then like when the drugs started to wear off, they they woke me up and it was like, just let the drugs wear off. I was like groggy for like 2-3 days. Like, so like trying to figure out what went on. And then I couldn't talk. They brought me a pad to try to write. Bro, I couldn't, bro. It was like I was just like
wow, you was just disoriented.
Couldn't even form a letter. I was just like,
wow.
I was in there like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I couldn't do nothing until they took the tube out. But then when they took the tube out, I couldn't talk for like 3 or 4 days because I had no voice. My voice was gone. And they was like, don't worry about that. Your voice will come back over, you know what I'm saying, over the course of days. But it's going to be like that because you had it in for 10 days.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was, man, it was crazy. And then, they were telling me, you got zero function in your left lung. It's dead. You're gonna need a lung transplant. And I'm glad my primary doctor stepped in because she was like, wait a minute, what are y'all talking about? Like he has zero function in his lung. I just saw this man like a few months ago, and he did the best breathing test he's done since I've been with him. It has to be a reason this happened. She was like, I doubt he has zero function. So, they slowed everything down, thank God, because they was ready to go like straight to surgery, like you know what I'm saying? And they was like, but she was like, just stay there and go through the evaluation for lung transplant since you're gonna be there for a couple of days anyway. So I said, cool. You know what I'm saying? Went through the whole thing, and after they did all the tests and they looked and they came back, they was like, we don't think you qualify for lung transplant. You have a substantial amount of blood still pumping to your lungs. Your value of life and what we know, you were working out 5 days a week, performing on the weekends. Like that's not the, you know what I'm saying, the lungs of a person that has zero function. So they was like, we don't want to touch you. It was like, what we want to do is want to put you on some medication. Because what happened is I have these holes in my lungs called mycotomas. And they're there like until I die, you know what I'm saying? So, because the sarcoidosis,
Right.
I had it for so long and they didn't know what it was. It did a lot of damage to my lungs before they found out, what it was. So these holes, like fungus balls, can get into these holes. And when they get into the holes, it can cause flare-ups. It can cause like what happened in my lungs, you know what I'm saying? So they have me on medication to where that never happens again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the medication for the rest of my life.
That was my next question. How do you prevent this from happening again? That was
Because I'm on the medication. There's like this should stop it. And it was like this thing that you have, like you probably never get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll die with it, but you won't die from it.
Okay.
So that was a relief.
So living with sarcoidosis.
Yeah.
What type of effects does that have on your daily life, if any?
Man, nothing. I mean, none really. You know what I'm saying? I still do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I do kind of get shortness of breath sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I still work out. You know what I'm saying? I still work out. I walk. You know what I'm saying? Every day. In the gym every day, and I still do like all the normal stuff. Like,
does it affect your breathing with the performance on stage?
No, man, not at all.
Okay.
It has never, like, that's one thing. It's crazy. I could work out and like get out of breath, but like when I'm on stage, I'll be good.